Yeah.
Okay, I'll continue. So on that introduction day, so my father just called me that I must come and I must present it. As far as I gave her pregnant, there's nothing I can say. And I told my father, even I don't know that she's from that Calabar before my father just slapped me that maybe you don't know what you are saying. After the death of somebody, you now bring medicine. So you should have known all these things before you can give somebody pregnant, which I don't know anything about it. So on that very day, I came to for the introduction. Me, my daddy, and one of my younger sister that very day. That day, the way they were doing, they killed the goat.
This beyond the sir.
They killed the goat that very day. They were eating it. Both of us were crying because it's not what we expect, we are seeing. Because an introduction is something of joy. It's something that we should be happy about that very day. So that day just went like that. So my father and everybody, they discuss about maybe they want to do marriage and they must do marriage in their this. And I say they should give me a time if that should be the case. After all, I've entered it. There's nothing I can do. If their family is not good, if my wife is okay, I'm good with it. So she went to she stayed with me. That the place I'm living before. She fight with that my landlord. So that man say she cannot stay here. That she cannot stay here with him that time. So I need to go and rent another apartment at Surulere that time. So the apartment we rented, because she's pregnant and I don't want any this thing. I rented a room at Palo at Surulere side there. Though the landlord told us that we must not on a generator there. So that thing was so difficult, and I don't want anything that will affect my wife. I always look for his own conducive. Anything that she wants, that's what I always do. And that time is we just started our marriage relationship, because before we were just ordinary dating. But the time we started our relationship as a woman, before she always put her phone on a password. My phone, I always place it. I don't have any password with my phone. And on getting there, I told her that, see, the time we were still dating is different from the time we married ourselves. You have to open your password and let me to be seeing what you are doing. If you don't have any skeleton in your cupboard, there's no way you'll be passwording your phone. And that time, she has not delivered that time. So I told her that, and she said, because of this thing, she don't want to. I said, how will you know? How are you going to be arguing with me for open your password? I called her mother immediately. Her mother came to our place that time. That are you on your sense? Your husband said you should not be putting password on your phone. You said you want to be putting it. Her sister now talked to her that she should be open the phone. No, that she opened it. She now do one or two things on the phone. She now open it. But me, I don't have anything on mine, because I believe maybe if she's doing all those rubbish before, at least she has gotten married, she should change. So that's why I don't even monitor her much, because I believe she's my wife. But every day, every night, I go to work and I come home early as a man. Even the highest time I come is at 6 o'clock, because I feel that time I want to enjoy my marriage. But suddenly I saw that whenever I ask for sex for my wife, she will be telling me I should give her money. If I can't give this money, she will not be. She cannot accept me as a husband.
Sit up, ma.
I said, this kind of this thing is so strange to me, because I don't expect that. My wife, I want to sleep with my wife. She's telling me this is what you are going to do. This is what, if you don't do all this, that means there's no sex that time. And she always use that thing to torment me every time. I love her. That's why I do always come home early. If I said do this, do that, she always look for an equal right. You in the house, you, if you don't do this, you do clean this place and let me clean this place. And she has no what she's doing. I'm the one that will go outside and look for our own well-being. So severally, we started quarreling with ourselves with different type of excuses. Most times, that time my thought was maybe we were arguing, it's only arguing. It's getting to a state that she would look for a stick and knock on my head every time. And I never in my life lay my hand upon her ever since we have spent over 8 years now. You can ask her. I never lay my hands upon her. She can never tell you that she don't even know the several times that she have been beating me concerning one or two issues. So all those things is really deteriorating the love I have for her. Because how can, if you love a man, if a man loves a woman, the woman has to show the love back. If you don't show the love will be deteriorating gradually. So on that, most times I will kneel down for my wife. That this is when you when you marry, maybe you are still young, maybe that's why you are doing all this kind of nonsense, because I don't humanize. I always face my work and I come home early. Maybe you don't know the kind of, this thing is affecting me bitterly. Most times I will cry, I will kneel down, I will beg her that this is how the husband and wife always live. They will live happily. As far as your feeding allowance, everything is going fine. I don't do anything. I have my phone, I put my phone on this thing. She's still not listening to my instruction. So the next maybe some like a 2 months after that, she still put a password on the phone. Before she deliver all these things I'm saying is because before she delivered though, my wife still again. Her mother now call one of their this lady. She don't know the implication of this thing that she's doing, and this thing will really affect her. She got pregnant. Every of my this thing, I always struggle. I buy a cow, I will be so joyous, because I believe even all this problem I'm facing, a day will come that will stop. Maybe she don't understand the situation on ground. So suddenly one day she forgot to password her phone. I saw a series of message with a different kind of man, and I called my mom that time. This my wife, I don't have already enter one chance. So this thing that I don't want to. Most times I don't want to tell my family about her bad characters, because I believe whenever we settle our issues, my family may still having that in mind. So I don't say anything. That is the first time I call my mom that I've entered one chance. So this lady, she's having affairs with different type of man. Even if you can check her phone now, present time now as it is now, you can open my phone, check her phone, you will see a different type of man she's dating. So on saying that, that is when the love is going little gradually. A day comes, I went to a work that time. A computer board cut my leg. There is plenty blood there. All my staff, they take me to chemist that time. I was staggered before I get and I gave her money to cook. She has cooked already, truly. What am I say, this thing happens to me in my office. So what am I going to eat? She say, what am I going to? I say, okay, I will prefer fufu. And I'll say, okay, it's because of this my leg. I should, because most times I will be the one to go and buy everything like that. because of this my leg, I will not be able to go and buy that. She said, is that not leg that I'm using from my office to enter this house? How am I going to be telling her that the leg that I use from my office to enter this house, I cannot use it to go and buy fufu in the next? That was why I was shouted. It seems this guy is behaving unnormally, because this thing is getting worse. My wife, you are my wife, you should be the one to do all this thing. As far as I'm taking the responsibility on you, you don't do anything. You don't lack of anything. Anything you want, when I go to this thing, I will do that, I will do that. That time I went to, there was a time that I'm working with a CCTV EMI company. I traveled that time. I went to Abia State. I buy a different type of clothes because of I want her to be okay. They give us money for lodging. I'm sleeping in a security room. All because I want to buy this. I buy different things. And that time whenever I'm traveling that time, she will go and stay with her parent. And all those things, I'm sending it to her in her parent place. They see all those things that I'm doing that. There was a time she told her mother just came. That time she has delivered. She now told me that.
First child or second child?
Eh?
The first child.
She has a first child that time. So her mother came to our place. She's the one that taking good care of. Whenever she deliver, her mother will come and I do what my capacity is that time. So her mother just came that time that she now say, this thing, I'm not a husband. If I'm not husband, I should look the landlord, our landlord wife. I should look the way they are doing to their this thing. My thought was, her mother is there that time. My thought was maybe her mother will caution her that what are you saying? Her mother now say, come on, rapper, you cannot buy for your wife. You cannot do that. And I say, have you forgotten all those clothes I've been buying from Abia State that I sent for? But if that should be the case, I don't have to. Believe me, don't kill me. That is when the Lord has begun to destroy in my heart that I don't even know why again. Because that time I now started. As you see, I have a fear of God. And I believe in whatever you do, you will surely gain it in life. I started this thing slowly. I come home at 6 o'clock. A wife as a wife, she will not call me that. My husband, you have not been to house by this time. As a wife, she should be at least calling me that how is work today, how is this? Don't do that in my life. Whenever in my office, she never step her leg in my office that let me stay, go to my husband's house and look whatever. And she learned computer as well. She learned computer is what she can even be assisting me if she really want to be doing that. She never do that. Whenever I go out, a wife will not call me. Whenever I do this, I started with 6 o'clock. I put it to 6:30. She didn't call me. I begin to be doing it gradually. I make it 7 o'clock because whenever I come home, we fight. 7 o'clock, she didn't say anything. As far as I'm giving her the money that she want from me ever since we have started. As far as I drop money, there is no problem. I started. I come 8 o'clock. She didn't say anything. 9 o'clock. She didn't say anything. After a quite long this thing, I just decided, let me go pata because a lady that doesn't know my value, she will never, because I've tried whatever I could as a man, and I ever since that time I've been doing this and doing this, and I spoke with her, I've kneeled down. You will be beating me every time. Why won't I go for the person that will appreciate me? So then, she now, after a while that she has known that I'm having affairs with another woman outside. She now say, my husband, you, my brother saw you with this thing. I do this thing. You are dating. I said, me, I'm not having affairs with anybody. I want to marry me. I'm not having any affairs because What I've been doing for you, you don't appreciate me, you don't love me, you only love my money. Every time I give you money, I paid the school fees of my children. I paid almost 750, 270,000. She aware of it. I buy clothes for my children. She don't do anything ever since she has started we have been together as a man. She don't do anything. She don't offer any single something. A wife, as a wife, she has never buy a singlet for me that I just decide one day, let me buy. I go to a market. I want to buy, I buy it for you. Take this as a wife. And I've been giving out of the money I've been giving to you. Take pin out of it and get something for me you cannot do. Why am I going to be wasting my time? So I now discover that this lady does not love me at all. I'm just wasting all my time. And this our children, even my wife is not good, does not mean my children is not, they are not the one having issues. Ever since that time, she's a typical liar. I always send everything where I'm paying her money. I have it in record. 15,000 every week. I paid 15,000 every week for her, and I pay 10,000 naira for the children snacks every month. And I also buy clothes for the children, buy their wares, buy everything. She don't do anything. The time she go for all these hobbies that she was telling that she went to go and do hobbies. That very day, I'm in the house. I gave her 10,000 naira. I said, my wife, let me sleep with you. She said no. Unknowingly, she want to go and sleep with another man at Lekki there. I follow my wife. I saw everything openly. Because that day, the way she shaved her pussy. She shaved everything. The way she was doing that day, I was, what happened to this lady again? This lady that always like this. And I say, okay, I just go and hang around. She don't know where she was going. I follow her and let me see what is doing. Where he enter Okada. She was even saying, maybe I don't know what I'm saying. Until I begin to be telling her, this is how you walk. This is the clothes you wear. She put on one glass. She put on this. She now later discovered that this thing happened to me. She now say, upon my wife sleeping with another man, she now tell me that, come and do what you want to do. She locked my neck that very day. Do what you want to do. You this fool. You this idiot. You this that. That very day I was feeling so annoyed, but I'm on call. My mommy was calling me that, don't do anything, no, because if you do anything, this thing can lead you to jail. Just leave her. Leave her, let me come. If I come, I will come and settle it. And I just left home that day. That let me just, because if I know that if I stay at home, another thing can happen. I left home. My mommy now call her mother. Her mother now begin to be saying, she don't know me. She's a mistake in me. Sorry, I will not do that again. After you have, and I told them that this thing that happened, this is not the first time. I have already noticed everything like this before I go for another person. A wife that doesn't care for anything on the husband, this thing. Don't love the man. She love only my money. She don't even have any single feeling for me. Because on that very day that she went to another place, let me say maybe she don't like, she want to do, she feel like having sex. I asked her to, let me have a fun with you. She said no. So that means her eyes is open before I met her at all. She feel like doing all those adult and every other thing. I was the one that is trying to look for a way to calm her down. And because of my children, all these children we see, all those children outside there that we are seeing, is because of there's no any proper care for them. That is why many children are tout and they are this. And me as a person, I can never born a tout. That is why she were now using that children to collect money from me. That same house, she said she cannot live in that house again. After she has done whatever she did, my daddy called me again that this lady has gone. There's nothing you can do. this relationship is not something, maybe you are dating yourself. That is when you can just say, you will not marry again. She has gone because of her children. Forgive her. And she nearly come to my office every day. She will kneel down in front of my office. She will kneel down. I've saved my life. Oh, I will never do that again. I've experienced a lot. I've understand. That time I don't know what I'm doing again. I don't know this. I feel so, and me as a kind of person, I always pity. I always pity. So my daddy now told me that let's forgive her, even if you don't even love her, because I don't love her, I have to say the truth. Let her be in a well places and be taking care of your children. Now rented a new house. That house I'm talking about is a developer house. They put something like a suspended ceiling there. I put POP there. I put whatever that makes a woman well-being okay. I put it there and I asked her, what do you want to be doing as a woman? Because you cannot be staying at home and be collecting money every time. What do you want to be doing? She said she will learn a hairdresser. I said, okay. I want you to go to where you will learn that hairdresser. That you will not be like, maybe I'm the one that will take you to the place so you are not going again. I paid. She went to Agon. That place is just like selling a computer in a computer village. It's a place where they are doing that thing very well, which I know her. And I supported her. That place, you will learn it fast there. And I paid 30,000 naira for her training that time. And I'm giving her transport every day. I'm giving her feeding allowance for the children. I paid the children school fees. After some like 8 months, because she have, as you see her, she's a talented person as she is, but she's using that talented to an opposite way. That's why that thing is affecting her. If she use it in a right way, she learn fast. That time, within 8 months, she said she has acquired the knowledge. And I said, if that should be the case. Her boss is working outside. Her boss don't have shop. I now ask her at that time that if you even like a shop, what type of shop will you prefer? She said, I don't want a street. I want a place like that, our center, that they always come and go. As she told me that, I was feeling maybe I should do a surprise. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I should do a surprise for her. I rented a shop in that place. Upon how difficulties a shop is in that Agon, I put POP in that shop. I buy everything, salon. I buy everything. I painted it. I put sliding door. There's only AC that is not in that shop. I put everything. Everything was glow and fine. Her shop is the only beautiful shop in that plaza. That if she's engaging herself in one or two things, even if she have a mind of doing or prostitute or whatsoever, that thing will be distracted her little by little. So after renting the shop, I do this. I now take her to the shop. Instead of her to thank me that, my husband, you really try for me. See, this inside the plaza. Inside the plaza in a Agon where people are doing hairdressing, where you learn your work that you said you want to go. You are still complaining that you're inside this thing, because that shop is a plaza. That's the place I rented is just like a close.
Okay.
It's just like a close. She said this thing. She firstly said, that place, when she's there, this thing is there. I said, when she's there, which that does not kill you when you were learning your work. If the time you want to start the work, that is when she will kill you. Now say, okay, if you don't want the shop, let me close the shop. And my mommy now called me that she don't know what she's doing. I should forgive her. Esther don't have any sense in me. She don't do that. Okay, well, if that should be the case, if she wants to start that work, she should go ahead. I gave my mommy the key of the shop. The generator is there, everything is there. She don't spend up to 2 months before the shop expired. And that particular place, they say they will enter they will enter their club before they can start it. I pay almost about 150. I buy a crate of minerals, buy everything before they can allow her to work in that particular day, because it's just a group of something. She didn't spend up to 2 months there. And now see that this one she cannot work. Let me begin to be giving her money. And the time they settle, the time she come back, my wife has already in my place. They settle both of them together. They should be me as a young as I am, married a 2 wife. With this our economy, with all this thing that people were facing, I need to accept my fate because it's destiny. You cannot do without that. I now accepted. Both of them, they were living together in a peaceful way.
In the same house?
It's not the same house, so different apartment. Your own is there, your own is there. And I'm still struggling. I'm not a computer engineer, I'm a computer repair. Because I don't go to school. I only have advantages of going to having a SSC this thing. So that a day come, I always come to a place that there was a time, there was a corona time that people were, I discovered something that we were selling face sheet. That thing, they call it face sheet. I'm the one producing it. I will go and sell it. I gather girls who go and sell it. It's all because to give her their feeding allowance. But that time, my wife gave a bet. Are you getting it? Is that my wife were doing that thing in his own parlor before? So as she gave birth, we can't be doing all those things. Why people? I now pack all the old things. I pack it to our own place with all my ladies and my boys that we should be doing it instead of going to the other places. The first time, that place before the place we were doing it before my wife always cook for all those people that work because they are working for us. On getting to our own places, the first time she say this is and I always give her that time. I always give her plenty money because that thing is moving very well because of corona. People will want to cover their face. So suddenly she just called me that she will never accept all this rubbish I'm doing. This place is a working place, that I will be carrying every work inside, and I now bring somebody to his own apartment. We put all this, we put that. I say, this thing you are talking about is the one I'm using to feed you as a woman. No? Why will you say such? We were quarreling that time. I don't cost her. I don't fight her because I know when she started that thing, I will just come for her. That is why I don't push her up to this moment. Because if I'm a kind of person that always so angry, so she now said that, and I call my father. They call one of our DC. They now told her that you are not a serious woman. You are pleading, you are kneeling down on your husband. This thing you have started again. They beg me that one go, that one passed away. I will continue, and I'm still being normal as a husband to both of them. So suddenly again, I took them to Arena at Oshodi. That time is maybe one of Christmas festival. I took both her and my other wife to market. I buy clothes for them. I spent almost about 70,000 that very day. I buy the same thing I bought for her. I bought for the other lady. So I dropped the other lady and on his working place, and I took her to her house. On getting to her house, we share things. And I say, I'm going. And I said, you cannot even say thank you. She changed that thank you to me. Why you change? Am I the only one you buy something for me? Are you this? Are you that? And I feel like this lady.
Speak up.
This lady is an ingrate. Because I could not be, it's just as if I'm fetching my water in a basket. That is when I decided I will not be giving you money again. You to go and work. After all, I've set up a business for you. Go and work if you cannot work. And I don't stop my children. If you go to their school, they will tell you how. Because I knew that if I don't give her money, the children will laugh. I go to their school every day. I will go to fast food, buy food for them. They will be eating it. Most of the teachers, they will be laughing at me that look at husband, look at a man giving food to a student in the school all the time. I will leave whatever I'm doing because I know that these children, if we don't give them a proper care, they will turn to other things in future. And if they turn to other things in future, they will not be useful for you and me. So that's when I always go there to take care of my children. My thought was that time, maybe she has learned her lesson. She will call me and say, okay, sorry, my husband. She didn't call me a week after. She didn't call me. Second week, she didn't call me. Third week, she just packed all her family. All her family, her father, her mother, and everybody they pack all their loads in my house. Now, sir, these people that did this, did they want me to come back again, sir? They don't want me to come back again. They don't want me at all in the house. Because how could a mother, father, and sister into my own rented apartment? That is when I just decided I'm not going to that house no more, and I will never in my life pay for rent while your family is living in the house. We were doing that for a while, and now get to the landlord now call me that the rent of the house, so it has expired. Though, how are we going to do? I said that go and meet my wife. My thought was at least I'm setting her up, and she will be preparing for that. Because she know it's only 1 year that we paid, and she know that I'm not coming home again. I said, go and meet my wife. She will pay you. I don't know anything about that. Suddenly, I just see that they have packed, because I don't leave my children for a moment. Ever since we are having our quarrel, I don't let our fight or our quarrel to affect the future of the children, because children are more strong to me than every other person. So they now left there. They took my children to a ghetto. If you take a look at where she sell wardrobe, she said do all the old things. She sell all the old things in the old building and take my children to a ghetto where you cannot even, where they are smoking in their. What type of life do you want to install on the children like that? The day I noticed that, I say, okay, you have packed now. Let me know where you are putting my children to. Because I always, if I'm able to bring the children, they will tell you that their father always comes to them every time. I don't leave my children. And they are also a man, a voice of that matter. So I said, I want to know where you put my children. At least, after all, I'm a father of the children. Let me know where she took me to that place. I was crying. That I left you in a very good environment. You now sell all the old things and come to a ghetto here with my children. But there's nothing I can do. Because both of us now, it's just as if there's hope in my hand, there's hope in her hand too. We have to follow the same position. If I go like this, she go like this, we will have a problem with the children. That is why I always calm every time that, if whenever she say anything, I'm sorry, I don't fight her any longer. Sorry. Okay, this student cannot be here alone. Please, since you are living here, let me go and put these children in the school so that they will start their education. As far as you have left that place, I just paid their school fees before they left. I just paid the school fees. The school fees just wasted. And I looked for a close nearby. I'm not pleased with it, but there's nothing I can do as far as a woman. And I can't take my children illegally. If I want to do anything, I will do it legally. Because with the little education I ask, I know that you cannot just come to a woman and say, give me a woman, and I'm not a tout. That is when I put my children. She's there. We were there together. Their schools there. They say everything. This thing for their school bus. they are this thing, they are that. They say everything is 270,000 naira. You pay for their this thing. I spend almost about 300 and something thousand naira. The school is still there in case today. You can ask that very fact, but I didn't pay it immediately. I pay it installment because me and that this thing were so related. I always beg her. Whenever they say they will send my children, sorry, I will still struggle to pay their school fees over there. Everything went fine. I buy clothes, I buy everything. I always, whenever I see that why do you put on whenever I come there, if I see any dirty something, why do you do this to my children? I will go and do another one. I will bring another one when it's come. I will do that. I don't leave my children for a moment, for a second. I always come there. I always monitor them. I always do whatever I could as a father because I've already committed. Once I've give birth to them, is my priority. Is my this thing to take good care of the children.
Okay, sir.
So suddenly, she just called me recently that come and pack your children. I'm no longer taking care of your children. Though she called me about a week, maybe like 2 weeks ago that actually their landlord, I say it's none of my business. Am I the one that rented the house for you? Abi, what is my own concern on that landlord? Don't tell me any story about landlord. The story about is only my own children. My own children. That's the only thing you can tell me about. So she just called me suddenly that come and pack your this thing, because if you don't come out, because she knows that I can't leave my children. So she always use that children to torment me every time. Around after 10, that is when she called me. If you don't come.
In the night or in
the night. If you don't come, I'll put them outside. That is what she told me. If you don't come, my children, the place you are living, I'm not satisfied with it. If a children grown up, that environment can influence them. Me giving my children a sound education, if they are not in good environment, there will be problem. There will be problem for both of us. And all these things that I'm doing is mainly for her. Because all those children you see, when they grow up, they know their mother than their father. But if my children is well okay in future, I will be, even if he doesn't give me anything, I'm okay with it. That is what I take as a priority. So as she called me that time, I just rush immediately that I cannot leave my children outside where there is a rain, and children. Immediately, that day was I think it was on maybe on Sunday or the next day they in school. So I immediately that very day I took the children. As I took the children home, I was crying when I cooked for my children that they are knocking their head on the wall because of food. Why I'm giving my wife money every time? I gave her money for turkey. She will say they want to eat turkey today. And children, all these things I'm saying, there is record though. I transfer. I don't do anything without transfer. I transfer to many things. I do transfer on it. My children were knocking their head on the wall that give me big food. Don't give me money. Don't give me money. I was crying. It touched me. It's really painful to me that how could my children of that matter, and now give them a plenty food. They eat tired that very night. The next day they eat. The next coming day I always try, and my phone, I sold my phone that the next day I go and sold my phone because I don't want them to be staying at home without going to school again. So I now sold my phone. I'm using a 11 Pro Max. I sold it at computer. I bought it a new with carton with everything. I sold it 290,000 naira. I took them to a new school. She didn't give me any clothes, all the old clothes. If she said I'm lying, she should go and pack all their clothes. She should point anyone that she used her money to buy out of the clothes and tell me. I go and buy a new clothes for them. Even one of them self, she don't even give them slippers. It's only leg that I use. They now look like, my children now look like a tout. Their skin and everything. They even the way she even throw them in my this thing in my car. Oh yeah, go away, go away, go. She put them, and she put them as a mother. If she's taking good care of them, the children are supposed to be crying that I'm not going, I'm not going. Whenever I go there, you can ask her. The children will be crying, I'm going to my daddy, oh, I'm going to my daddy. Daddy, don't go, daddy, don't go. I always feel the pain, but there's nothing I can do as a man. I have to take a legal action, even if I want to take my children. And even taking my children is not my priority, but their future is my priority. If I could, as a man, if I can, the level of as it is now, the level I am now is affecting me because I don't go to school. I didn't mean I go to school, I will do more better than this. That is why I want a solid foundation for them, not for her. I will enter one chance in, but me enter one chance. What are the way to do it?
Okay, sir. It's just trying to round up.
So to rounding it up, she said she called me the day she was calling me. We were going to church. I said, we are going to church. She said she want to be seeing the children. I said, please give me time. Let me take good care of these children. You will see them. But my phone is not with me again. You know, I said I sold my phone to pay for their school fees. So my phone the phone I'm using is my wife phone. So the phone I'm using, before I collected this, it take a long time. It's really affecting the business self, because I don't get myself the way I feel. That the children are in school now. If you want to see them, even if you want to take them, I'm not the kind of person that always fights or always having. I believe in dialogue than taking all these things that she's doing now. I don't even expect it at all, because we don't have any quarrel. I don't fight her again. Whenever I want to do this, I'm just truly, I don't love her any longer, truly. But because of my children, I always send a token. Whenever I buy clothes for her, at times I buy clothes for her too, and we are not together. So I don't know anything about illegal this. If you want to take your children, let's go to their school and pack them away. Shebi, I'm fighting for their career, and it's not for me. And if the children is okay, they will know you as a mother than me as a father. You don't give them food, and I will give you money for food. You don't do this. The children told me that they have not eaten since morning. They told me they have not eaten since morning.
Can I talk this?
Let him random.
What as I saw your letter, I was so feeling Esther calls reported me. For what? We are not correct now. She's the one that asked me to come and pack the children. I'm not the one that forced her. I don't tell her to bring my children, no, bring this and that. If I continue to be saying a lot, I can't even say anything, because I will always feel so the pain every time. Every moment of my life, I enter into one chance. This is purely one chance, a legit one chance. So if she wants to go to court, no problem. If she wants to take the children, I will. But this moment now that she has came to come and reported me, I'm ready for her. She should go and destroy the children's life, and I will leave that.
Don't say
So
that.
I've tried a lot. I've tried. She has never worked for over 7 years that she's in my house. She has never do anything. My mommy took her. My mommy took her to introduce her to her business, because my mommy really love her so much, because she born boys. Are you getting it? She always, out of the money I'm giving to my mommy, they don't know that I've given her money. They will still go and give out of that money. They will still go and give it to her. And upon that, she has fight with my mommy now. That is why I was able to take the kids, because it's my mommy don't want her to live, because woman care on a children is so very important as well. That's why my mommy don't want her to live the children. But upon that, upon all the old things my mommy did to her, she later fight my mommy. She later that in that my house where she pack all her family to, they fight before they live there. She cannot call her brother as she stand here. I don't know, maybe it's their cause in their family. I don't know that one. So that is what I see as a man.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Akim Akorede. Oh, thank you, our wonderful viewers all across the globe. We've heard from both sides, but it's like the wife has a counter to what Mr. Akim was saying. So can we hear from the wife right now?
Thank you. You see this man here?
Please sit up, ma'am.
This man here is a very big liar. I will tell you where he lied. I wish as he was talking, it was something that as he was talking and he was lying, I would have countered him back. But he said I should counter. When he said, I don't used to feed the children, that day, I told you that they blocked our door, our belongings were inside. And I was even telling you that it was in the morning when we just woke up, we were just trying to prepare food. That was when they came to lock the door. How was I supposed to feed the children? The only thing I did was bought a little food for them, that because all my belongings were inside. Not that we didn't have food at home. We had food at home, but they locked it inside. That was why the children were hungry at that time. That I said they were hungry and were eating like whatever I said they were eating. Now, I want to please ask, all these things that he has said, I don't want to counter him just like that. I want evidence. I want what will I say? I want witnesses to all these things that he said. Me and the mother have never ever had any fight. Till now, I do not have any fight with the mother. It was because of what the mother said that I cannot stay with her. That was why I called him to come and carry the children. So that him saying that if the mother is fighting is a very, very big lie.
Why would my mother not allow you to take
please
the child?
Excuse me, let me talk. Another one, he said me when we were dating that I took him to another house. I never told him that place was the house. First, he told me that he wanted to date me. Then I was very young. I told you I was 19. I didn't want to have anything to do with any man. But you were always telling me you want to date me, Okay, and I know I have strict parents. You say I should take you to my parents. I cannot take you to my parents when I know that if I even dare mention that I have a boyfriend, I know that I will be in soup. That was why it was as if the place I took him to the other day, it was like a family friend. Because our house is not too far from
you should have told me it's your family friend. Abi?
Me not taking him to my place was because I have strict parents. I cannot even tell them that I had a boyfriend at that time. I would be in soup. That was why. Another thing he said.
Go ahead and
just calm down.
Another thing he said, me I don't need to take care of my children. Please, I will need if the children can be here so that they can speak for themselves. And tell me which day have I ever not given my children food? Because he's always fond of saying that I don't give my children food. Am I mad?
Madam, calm down and hold on. Calm down and hold on.
Which kind of mother will not give the children food and I will eat? I will eat in my own tummy and not give my children.
She has confessed.
Just calm down. Just calm down.
She has confessed to me that she always use whenever they fight. In the house I put her. She said my money. She always send my money to her family.
You know what, sir? Whenever she's talking, don't sit.
Please, the house that he was talking about, this issue, I can call my sister now. She's a witness to this. When my sister told me that because they had a house issue that time, she called me and told me that she wanted to come. I told her, when will you come to my place? Have you talked to the owner? It is not me that rented the apartment. Have you talked to the person that? She said yes. I can call her now. She's a witness to this. She told me yes that she had already talked to her. I was even like, because my mother was sick then. She was always staying with me because of the fact that they didn't have the apartment then was not, they already sold the place. So my mom was sick. She was staying with me. Then all of a sudden my sister too said she wants to come. And I asked her that, do you want to come? Is it me that rented the house? Have you called the person that?
Please sit up, sir. So that
have you called the person that rented the house? I cannot do anything when you do not. I cannot accept because you didn't tell them. She now told me that she had already told that he said it's okay, it's fine. Now why is he lying that I packed my family to the house without his knowledge? Yes, this man is a freaking liar.
See, all these things
even the former place, we can go to the former place now. The landlord, let him tell me exactly what this man told me about him. He He's
Hello,
always
ma.
gossiping me all over the place.
I am, ma. I'm reading, ma.
I'm trying to watch my life. It's only
The shop he was talking about, while I was learning that thing, it was not up to 6 months I started learning that thing. This man got me pregnant again. That was for my third child. And me, whenever I get pregnant, there's not everybody that is always strong to walk. I was weak. I was not able. Then he now told me that he had a surprise for me. He did this blah 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 blah. While I was heavily pregnant, almost to deliver, he told me you rented shop. I now told you that the shop that you even went to rent, why would you go there? You would have at least told me where I would prefer to have.
I want to do surprise.
I said I wanted the place to be in the open place, but I didn't say you should go and carry the place to where my boss is. She may feel somehow that okay, after she finished training me, I now want to come and collect her customers. That was my point. That made me say I don't like the place. Okay. And truly, when I was in that shop, God bear me witness. The third child, my third one that was with me there, he was always sick because even my boss, she said that was the exact place, that shop gone. That was the exact place that she started her business there. Before she moved there and went to go and carry a space, she didn't want shop again because
okay, let us just round up
now
so that we can actually finish this thing on time. Okay, we've heard from both sides. And actually, the question I'm going to ask you, okay, I want to correct something there when you say the word. We can bring the children and ask. In anything that is conspired between both of you, don't include the children because their future is so different from yours. So don't bring them into your matter whatsoever. That
so let him stop saying that I'm mistreating my children.
Just hold on, sir.
Thank you so much.
Hello, ma'am. Hello? So my the question for both is actually for both of you because as it is now, we know that the marriage. You say the marriage lasted.
I don't want anything to do with it.
Actually, for 7 years. Okay, there's no issue about.
I don't want anything to. I'm not marrying him. He's not marrying me. I don't have anything to do with it.
Don't marry.
Even if I have a boyfriend now, it's none of his business. So I don't know why he's saying that. It's not none of his business.
Just calm down.
The thing I want is to see my children. That's all.
Calm down, please.
I'm not quarreling with you. You want to see your children. Did I say?
Then why are you stopping me from? Why did I call you and you are telling me that I cannot see my children?
Hello, ma'am.
Hey, look at a big lie.
Please just calm down.
I have it recorded on my phone. If you want proof now, I'll show you.
Oh yeah, prove it. See, I want you to prove that. Oh yeah, go and bring your phone. She said she has that in her phone. Oh yeah, go and bring it.
Please don't touch me. Sit down.
Sit down.
See, she wants to fight me.
Hello, ma'am. Please just calm down.
She said she has an evidence. Let's prove it now that I said you will not see your children.
Please, I'm on the call with madam. Just hold on.
Sorry.
Hello, ma'am.
Oh.
Okay, ma'am. It's on speaker, ma'am.
Will you ask that man to sit down?
Please, yes, sit down, ma'am. Please sit right, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am.
Will you tell me to close their mouth?
Please, just.
Okay, sorry.
Madam, this woman.
She's talking to you.
Madam, I'm
Yes,
going
ma'am.
to knock you out of that because you don't respect yourself. You don't constitute nuisance in our office. That office is not a place that you walk to and begin to constitute nuisance. If you can put up this kind of character in your home, don't bring it to public office. When you are sitting in a public office, and I expect you to respect yourself. You are not representing women, and you are not respecting yourself. And the character you are putting up, I don't expect anybody to give you a child, and children will grow up under what you are, the manner in which you are talking here. Which a responsible mother will be talking the way you are talking, and will give you children to do what with them, so that the children will grow up in your mannerless behavior, or be trained in the way you are behaving in the public. if your husband is cheating on you, you're saying there, is that a yardstick for you to be sleeping around? You went and defiled your marital chair. Yet you don't even have the shame to even compose yourself. Everything the man has said there, the whole world is watching both of you. Yet you cannot compose yourself to defend, neither to even show sympathy or empathy towards the behavior of your behavior. You have the right to have access to your children. Nobody will deny that, but you cannot give the custody of the children because of your behavior. You are not giving a good example. Please, I will not want any of you to interrupt the moderator again until she's done with the question and she will conclude on the advice she's going to give and the next step to take.
Have you heard, sir? Have you heard, ma?
Okay, sorry.
Sorry. Thank you, mommy. Thank you so much.
So,
I'm not feeling fine. I just
so sorry for that. So, man, you've heard from the president, and sir, you've also heard. When she's talking, you don't need to interrupt her, and when he's also talking, you don't need to interrupt him also, so that we can actually have headway. So the first question is, okay, both of you, you don't want the marriage again. Let me
We are
know.
not married in the first place.
Okay, sir. So in the second, to you, sir, Mr. HRDAJAC, thank you for all that you've said. And if truly everything you've said here is actually true, in which I believe they are all true, because she did not actually counter it, then the question I want to ask, tell you is it that she told me to tell you is that as she is that she's the mother of those children, she have access to the children under the law. So you should not deny her access to the children
I will
whenever
never
she
do that.
wants to do.
I will
Because
never do that.
according to her, she said she called you several times.
My
You don't
phone
speak
is-
her.
I
You
know,
don't pick her
when I
calls.
saw my phone. I told you I sold my phone. That
And
was why I
also
was-
from
I
every
sold my
angle in
phone to
which she
take
could
the
reach you.
children to the school.
Okay.
You can follow me to everything I'm saying is typical truth. You understand? You can follow all these houses, all this how I'm explaining things. We are not dying, we are still alive. We can go there and testify all these things I'm doing. All the schools they are going, how I'm paying, how I do always come there to take care of the children.
Okay, sir. So you've had him. He said the reason why you could not reach him was because he sold his phone. As at that
But
time
the
you were
phone was
calling.
ringing, it was not picking several times.
Sorry for that. If that is why you come here. Sorry for that. My phone, I didn't get myself. It's not that easy. Three children in school. You don't give me any clothes. And all these things that I buy a new one.
Okay.
New bags, new this thing, putting them in a private school.
All right.
Not a public school.
Okay, thank you, sir. Oh, then told me, Mr. Victor, I was told to ask you then that, okay, in his story, he made mention that you pack all your families to your matrimonial home. Is it true or is it lie?
It's a lie. Because he approved of them to come there. That was what I was trying to say before. He approved them to come. Because my sister said he called him before he came and she accepted. And then she accepted.
So, Mr. Akim, according from the person is speaking to you right now, that you just have to calm down. That from your explanations, it shows that you're a good man. Because even from her explain, she never actually made mention that you have not been there for the children. You understand? So you just have to go. You just have to calm down and let the whole issue be resolved. You just have to calm down and let the whole issue be resolved. And for Madam Esther, hello ma. Hello ma. For Madam Esther, the children will be with him for now, but you will have access to them whenever you want to see them. So either in their school or you will have a
Anytime.
place where
Anytime.
they want to bring the children to you. That's the only thing
I'm
you
not like
actually
that. I
want for
don't
now.
quarrel with that.
So,
These
so Mr.
children,
Hakim, just
we have
calm
to
down.
support ourselves to make their future to grow.
So because
Once-
of their schools and all that, so you just have to let the children be with him, but you will have access to them whenever you want to
Yes,
see
that
them.
was what I even told him that day. That even I'm not saying I want to come to your house. Can there be a place? But he
Why
just
not?
shut me up that day and said,
I mean,
"There's no
I'm
even
going to
time for
church.
that.
We are going
There's
to
no
church,
even
and I
time for
told
that."
you, we are going to church. I will call you. Let me settle with these children. It's not that easy. I know how much I've spent at the time the children enter my
Okay,
place.
Mr. Hakim Akorede, thank you for your time, and Madam Esther Victor, thank you for also your time. You will give you access to your children as from today henceforth. And also, Mr. Hakim, there is no issue or no barrier in co-parenting together.
Why, yeah, yes,
you can
now.
actually co-parenting
Yes.
in peace without having issue with yourself.
Yes.
So you should have an